Okay, so we'll touch base on those constraint with what we learned last time, right? Just we quickly go through not null, unique, and then check and default. How to define not null? While creating, you can define on that particular column itself while creating the table. Okay, right?
Yeah.
But when how to like add not null constraint on existing table. So I'll write down the points also so that I can share this. Okay, so uh, not null constraint during create during creating a table. Okay, while creating a table, not null is used like this, and I'll prepare this query syntax like a proper way so that you can easily understand. Okay, these are different columns. Okay, so not null constraint used here. If you need, okay, I'll not comment out, you will easily understand. Okay, not null. Okay, and not null constraint on existing table. This is the syntax. Alter table, table name. I'll keep one only so that you can easily create and drop those tables, and again you can do all those activity what you need to do. Okay, alter column. So which column you want to mention the column name on which you need to apply not null constraint. So it's kind of a note I am preparing, okay, for you. Okay, and this is like the syntax, like you have to give column and then the data type and not null. Okay, suppose if I want to show you that example, drop table, because already we had table created, right? So I'll just drop it. I'll quickly create it. Okay, I'll insert some value here. Insert into tab. Okay, values id null. Suppose it's a not null, right? So I'm just entering null and ename, entering anything abc. Okay, any name. So I'll go ahead with the insert. It says cannot insert the value null into the column id. So you just need to enter something. It will insert. Okay. So in the same table only, we'll use alter table, alter constraint as well with the help of alter statement. How? As I told, there is a condition when you are applying any constraint on an existing table. When applying any constraint on existing table column, that particular column should already follow follow the rule of constraint. Suppose if we are like altering table with not null, then already that particular column should have not null value. Okay. Suppose if I want to add, because I already have null, not null and added in my id column. Ename column, I do not have not null. If you just refresh and check, you'll come to know not null. Where is my not null table? Not null constraint, right? So I'll just refresh it and I'll check here. See, it's null. ID is not null. So I want to alter. So you can just write this syntax, alter table, table name, alter column, that particular column name where you want to give the not null. And the data type also you require. Okay, if you do not give data type, it will be error. Okay, so give data type and run it. Once you run, completed successfully. Now you refresh it. It will say that not null applied, ename as well. So now you understood, right? Okay. Then we'll go to unique. Any doubt here? No, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Now we'll go to unique. So I have mentioned this comment also, okay? So that you can easily remember those. I'll share this file. So we'll go through unique now. Create table unique constraint with this. So while creating, you can directly use here unique after the data type, and it will behave like it should this column, particular column, should only have unique values. It will not allow anything like duplicates or redundant value. Okay, if I go ahead and show, okay, why I'm refreshing table, I can refresh this. So unique constraint, right? I just added unique constraint table, and if you see, and as I told, null and not null you can check from here, but unique you have to go to queue, keys. It's like a key, unique key, right? So it will apply key to you that particular column, and once you insert unique constraint value one and null, okay. And what are the features of unique? Unique can have only one null per column, okay. And what is unique? We are not allowing same record or duplicate, so it will not allow to insert same record twice, or not allow duplicate, okay, values in one column. Okay, so now we have created this unique, so you can see this unique. So if I insert here, let me check the data, any data available? No, right? If I insert, if I again insert the same thing, it will give me, okay, you cannot insert because you have any constraint applied. Okay, where? In your ID. I'll see the data, one null, but null is allowed, right? As I tell you, as I already told, null is allowed, right? So instead of one, you just give null. And in ename, we did not give any constraint. It can have null multiple time, right? So I'm keeping null. ID column we gave unique. So let me try and check. It get inserted, right? So null is inserted. But second time, if I'm just changing ename to some A, B, C and keeping ID as null, it will not allow me to insert because null already got inserted. So that is one of the example which met this condition. Unique can have only one null per column if the column is having unique constraint. Okay, so I can anytime go and change it to 2 or something and it'll allow because it's unique, right? Then I'll insert 0, it'll allow. If I want to insert blank, it says it's reading as 0. See, it's not null, okay? That's why I inserted 0 so that I can give you an example. See, If you see here, what is the error says? The duplicate key value is 0. Because I told you when you are inserting a blank, I think I did not tell, right? When you insert a blank and the data type is int, it converts to 0. Got it?
Okay, got it.
Remember that, because this kind of things will create many trouble in your like day-to-day project work, right? So you have to understand those concepts, like, okay, you are inserting blank, but you have that data type is int, so it will create as 0. So let me show that, where employee ID is equal to 0, right? I'll delete this. Delete from table name where employee ID equal to 0. So let me delete that record. If I select now my constraint table, I do not have 0. Now I'll insert my value blank. It got inserted, and what it inserted? 0. Correct? Okay, fine. If you insert here blank, what it will show? Blank. It will not show 0 because it's a text value. It is varchar, right? So it will be blank. But here the blank convert to 0. Means 0, nothing, right? Okay. So this also got covered. Uh, okay. Now, but how to use with alter? Okay. For that, maybe we'll use uh, second table. Okay. Alter example for unique constraint. Okay. So two alter. I just will keep table name like that only, so that you get it very easily. Okay. So I told you, right? Whenever you are applying any constraint, okay, be it not null, unique, in your existing table, we have an existing table, right? And it has data as well. Suppose let me add one. It has data as well. So while you are going to apply any constraint in your existing table, the table should already met the rule for that particular constraint. समझ में आया? मतलब वो टेबल ऑलरेडी वो सेट ऑफ रूल्स जो कि कंस्ट्रेंट के लिए चाहिए, that already the table should follow, although it was not defined. ठीक है, अगर वो फॉलो नहीं करेगा तो यूनिक या जो भी हो कंस्ट्रेंट दैट कैनॉट बी अप्लाइड, क्योंकि वो कॉलम पे हम लोग अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, तो वो कॉलम पे ऑलरेडी वो अप्लाइड होना चाहिए बिफोर, while creating only, although they did not apply any constraint here. Suppose for example select, right? अभी मैं इसमें और एक डाल देता हूँ सेम. यूनिक मीन्स क्या? इट शुड बी नॉट ड्यूप, राइट? सपोज इसमें 2 डाल देता हूँ और ये ए एन रहने देता हूँ, ठीक है? सो दैट मीन्स my this column is, while I'm talking about unique, my this column is following the uniqueness because both are not same, but this column is not following the uniqueness, right? So when I go and apply the alter in my table, okay, in employee ID, it will get apply, right? But if I go and apply alter in my ename, will it apply? Because duplicate key found, right? Already there is a duplicacy in your ename column, so it cannot be applied. So that's why you will use EID, employee ID, and it got applied. Okay. If I simply refresh, unique constraint alter, right? unique constraint alter. If you see, okay, key, right? See, this got applied. And how you can test it, whether it applied or not? You can insert something, right? It got we have applied in our employee ID column, right? So what we'll try to do, same number will try to insert. Now it will not allow. Okay, that's how we can add unique. Okay, so leave it a drop constraint. Okay, let me do one more thing. That day we tried like this, right? Multiple column. So what it means, now I'll give you example and show you what exactly this means. So add constraint, I'm giving a constraint name. Okay, suppose I'm giving a proper name. Okay, unique constraint alter. It's just a name for me to understand. Okay, this actually you see, that means unique constraint and where it applied on my employee ID and a name. So from here I'll come to know, because a table have multiple columns, right? It doesn't have only two columns. It have like maybe 100 or 50 columns. So where I'm applying. So what does it mean? It means by adding to both the columns, is it unique? I'll show you. By concatenating 1 and n, 2 and n. So it's unique, right? So it says 1 n. Second column is 2n. So it matching like this. So if we combine those two columns into one, is it unique or not? Or it's same? It's not same, right? It's 1n, it's 2n, right? Understood, Sagar?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So
It's like composite.
yes, that's what it is checking for. Suppose if I apply constraint and unique and I add in employee name and this, suppose if I apply this, command completed successfully, right? Refresh keys. See, already we had a unique key for this employee ID, right? But now I have unique key for employee ID and name as well. So now we'll try that example. So 1an, 2an is available, right? Okay, and first let me delete uh, this particular constraint. No, not this particular, this constraint, because it may conflict, right? So I want to show the example of a employee ID. So just let me delete what it says. Okay, delete it. Let me drop that. Okay, now I have only one constraint. Okay, so now I'll check. Now if we go to insert, because I have deleted the constraint from here, right? So same value I can add now. Here I'll add Sagar. It got inserted, right? Because we deleted that earlier where we applied uniqueness in 2. So now it will allow me to add even 2 Sagar. But now if we go to insert it again, see, it says your key value 2 and Sagar is already available. So which is 2 and Sagar. If I go to add 1 and it will say, okay, your 1 an is available. Got it? But if I add 1 again and it 1 1 or n 11, different name, it allows me. Like individual cells, it will allow. Duplicacy also. See, 2 2 it allowed. Okay. Suppose I now will match it 3, ID 3, and I'll give same name as earlier n. So it will allow. So what is the purpose of this now? Allow the duplicacy individually. It can duplicate anything, but it cannot be same by combining 1 an. It is not, it will not allow same 1 an. It will not allow 3 an. But different set of combination it will allow. With same set of combination it will not allow. Understood? Okay. So we have unique, alter also we went through, and not null also we went through. Then let's go through. I'll just refine it so that you guys easily check. So what check constraint is doing? Just checking the condition given. Okay. Movie name and what it call that fill A rated and universal and family, what it call sensor rating, right? Is it correct? Sensor spelling.
Yes.
Yes.
So sensor rating comes as one character only, right? So you can keep one, or if you do not give anything it will automatically give one. Okay, like A rating U or whatever. uh, and A is int. So I am checking A should be more than 11 to get ticket, else no. Okay, check will look for the condition if it is met before inserting. Or maybe for you to easily understand 18, right? 18 plus. Okay, successfully entered. Now I'll try to insert uh, into, tell me some violent movie name, like where all the killings and all those things. uh train, any idea? Maybe horror movie name. क्या था? Conjuring, right? Is it correct spelling?
I should not be there.
This one, right? Conjuring.
Mm.
Sensor rating is A. Okay, and he is 20. Age of that person. Like I could have add name also, but that's fine. What happened? Okay, there are type int. Oh. Got it right. What exactly? I am entering a name. Suppose uh, name of that person. Okay, Parker. Okay, comma. Let me create this table. Now I'll add name of the person as well. Suppose, yeah, okay, age 20. Will it insert? It will, right? Because we have given 18 as a minimum. So, mhm, from. So it inserted. Suppose considering now A rated and Sagar when and he is 18. Will it allow? No, because I have told A should be more than 18. Check for the A's and it should be more than 18. A is more than 18. So that's why it was not allowing, right? So it's an example of check. Okay. Only give ticket if the person is not 18. So similarly, alter example for check. Check constraint, alter. Okay. So I'll not give check here now. Not null. City. I'm giving city already a not null. So two thing you can keep. Okay, check you can keep in a not null also. Not null is simply it will not allow null value, right? Let's go through. We'll check. So city, right? Now suppose I'll insert something A B C. So now I'll apply alter table check constraint alter add check. E name should be BCD because my e name is ABC, right? If I apply, it will not allow. Why? It says your e name should be BCD, but if you see the e name already is having ABC, so how can you apply it? You cannot. So let me apply as well like city. City should be Pune. It will get applied because the rule for that constraint is already followed on the existing table. So when you apply it, it will apply successfully. And if you go and check your table, check constraint alter, you will find your check is available city on city, right? Now you insert any other city, it will not allow. So why I have used not null? Because if you do not give not null, null will allow. Anyone can insert null and 2-3 times also they can insert. Once you give not null here, it will not allow null value. Only the city Pune will get entered. So it's an example of alter statement while applying check. Okay. Then we'll go for default constraint. Default constraint is used to insert default value when entering null. Understood? When you're entering or inserting null, it will insert some default value, okay, which you have given here. Got it?
Yes.
Drop table. So what default here? Pune, right? Suppose date. Insert date. Date should be date. Default value is current. Oh, get date. Okay. Entry date. Suppose entry date default is get date and city default is Pune. Okay. Everything correct? Completed successfully. Select star from. We do not have anything. So insert into. So I told you when you are entering only two values, 1, comma, ename, anything, A, X, Y, Z, or maybe Raj. Will it allow insertion? No, right? Because it will be
No,
confused. Okay, your table has 4 and you're giving 2 where I need to keep it. So just give the column name as well, comma. So just mention column. Okay. Now if you insert, what it will do, it will insert these two values, but for the two columns, other columns by default, whatever default we have mentioned, those will be inserted for those two columns. Okay. So if you see current date and city Pune. But what about if I want to add city as well, and city is not Pune and suppose Chennai? So what will happen? Tell me.
it will accept.
Will
It will
insert.
allow.
Let's try. So always remember, default is applicable only when null. If you are entering something, it will override the default value. Okay. If we just remove entire column, if I want to give all the values, then it will take entire. I do not need to give column name, right? 2, 4, and suppose 1 on 1. If I want to insert this, see, and suppose if we give null here, as I mentioned null, right? So what will happen?
It will insert, but
What it
can
will
take
insert?
default system date and
No,
default value Pune.
no.
Why?
We're defining null. Null is actually value, right? We're defining something. See, when,
Okay.
so I'm just that's why I write this code. I'll refresh my sentence. Used to insert value when not entering null. When there is no value entered for, or no value defined, right? Not entered. No value defined for the column where default constraint is applied. Okay. Okay, leave it this while inserting. Okay. Default is applicable only when null, because null means I am telling when we are not defining anything. So when you apply null, when you apply null for that column, for the column, it will insert null, overriding default value. Okay. So that means null we are defining. See, if we do not define anything for that particular column, what to insert, it will give default. Default means we are not giving anything. We are not giving anything for that column. That's called default. But here we're giving something, right? It's not like blank. It's we're giving something, right? Suppose if I give here, we are giving something. We're giving some values. It's a blank. So if you see, it will insert blanks. And why it insert this? Tell me. Great. So this is blank, but why it took like this? As I told, blank for integer is 0, right? I'll mention
Okay.
here. But remember now when you're inserting blank in date column, it by default will take this. Okay. It's a blank kind of things for date column. And for city, it's blank means blank. Okay. And for integer, blank means 0. So now you understood from this example, whenever the default constraint is applied in a column, if, let me just plug my charger. If uh, you are not defining anything to insert for that column, then it will by default take those default values. But if you are defining that to be a null, कि I need this column, कि मेरे को ये column null चाहिए, you are giving, right? Here you are defining कि I need this particular entry value column null, और ये वाला भी मेरे को null चाहिए. So it must enter those values, right? Whatever you are defining, you are giving. What default means? If nothing is given, then default should take it. If we have given something, default will not enter any value from the defined default things. Okay, got it? ठीक है, क्या हुआ?
Yes,
Any
yes,
problem?
okay. No, no.
Okay, now we'll go through default constraint with alter. I'm very bad at typing. Okay, here I can directly go. So I'm not defining anything, any default. I'm just giving it. Okay, now I am inserting the default constraint alter. I'm not applying now anything. Okay, I am simply inserting some values. Insert to default constraint alter. Okay, ename, eid. So now if I see, this will bring, oh, this will bring null for those two values, start and end it, right? See, two, right? Null. Got it? Now if I apply default, when I gave one statement, right? So in default that statement is wrong. Now tell me what was the statement. Now
Yeah,
I'll apply
that
start date.
or for existing columns, the constraint rule should follow. Okay.
What is that? Okay, this. What is that default start? For start, e start. Okay. See, although correct, Sagar, you're right. Although my default constraint, so see, so it's like get date, like today's date, but start date is having null, but still it applied, right? So default constraint doesn't require your existing table to follow the default value from early, because default value is a not mandatory field. It's just an optional. If you're not giving anything, then only apply default. If you're giving something, then don't apply that default, right? Just give whatever you have given. Understood? So that statement is wrong for constraint default.
Okay.
So I have added both. I think now I'll just insert again. If you see, the second line will have get date. So today's date it by default captured. Now again here, as I told you, if I put start date as null, so what will happen? Like earlier example, start date will take null, and date will take the default value. If I am not giving anything in column and just typing here, okay, because while not giving any column, it will ask me for the four values, right? For the four columns. So if I give one null and one blank, it will give me one row affected. It will give me by default 1900 for ended and null. Okay, understood?
Yes.
Okay.